Discover how a millionaire CEO's touching dance with a little girl changed her life forever. In the small town of Maplewood, filled with the scent of pine and the sound of laughter, Mia twirled across their humble living room like a soft whisper, a fleeting moment of joy in a home heavy with worry. Her father, eyes shadowed by sleepless nights, searched relentlessly for a job that seemed to slip further away with each passing day. The tightness in his chest barely matched the tightness of their budget. As she danced, Mia felt his sacrifices stir within her, pushing her to leap and spin with a bright smile despite the dim reality surrounding them. Every fall, Maplewood hosted the beloved charity gala, a night where neighbors came together to help each other, a night radiant with hope. This year, a million-dollar man named Ethan Caldwell took the reins, his polished suit shining under chandeliers, a stark contrast to the worries gripping Mia's heart. She could only dream of the polished ballroom, where community spirit sparkled like the sequins on her worn dress. When the night of the gala arrived, Mia nervously prepared for the talent show, her heart thudding louder than the music playing outside. She could almost hear the whispers of the town swirling in her mind, questioning whether a girl from her background could belong in such a luxuriously adorned room. With every step towards the stage, the lights felt like a burning spotlight on her insecurities. As she entered the stage and the audience held its breath, Mia lost herself in the rhythm of the music. Her feet glided effortlessly, every twirl a defiance against her struggles. The crowd felt it. A rush of love radiated through the room. Even Ethan, usually consumed by his business empire, became enchanted by her dance, an emotional connection sparking between two lives that seemed worlds apart. With an instinctual surge of compassion, Ethan joined her on stage, their movements intertwining like the branches of the trees lining Main Street. The audience gasped, their hearts tugged by the bond of a millionaire and a humble girl dancing together. This moment sparked an outpouring of emotion, sending tears rolling down cheeks and igniting a wave of applause that echoed in their ears. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue, but fame has its thorns. In the days that followed, Mia found herself flooded with attention, both uplifting and suffocating. The warm embrace of community started to shift into whispers and criticisms, revealing a harder truth lurking under the polished facade of Maplewood. Her family's financial struggles took on a sharper intensity alongside the scrutiny of their neighbors, casting shadows over the joyful moments she once cherished. Mia grappled with the new expectation to shine, the thrill of success entwining with fears of losing the simple, loving life her father had fought hard to build. Could she maintain the delicate dance of her roots while stepping into this world of spotlight and privilege? Just when Mia felt ready to answer that question, a startling revelation about Ethan's past sent tremors through her new reality. What could it mean for her, and for the community she once knew so well? Mia stared at the ceiling of her room, the morning light creeping through the curtains like timid fingers. The excitement of the gala still raced through her veins, but it was tangled with unease. In just a few days, her world had shifted, and the very town she adored turned on her like drifting storm clouds. At school, her friends had surrounded her, praising her performance and asking for selfies, their faces lit up with awe. It was a whirlwind. Everyone wanted to be near her, yet it felt as if they weren't truly seeing her. The echoes of admiration soon faded, replaced by whispers in the hallways that stung more than any bruised knee from dance practice. "She thinks she's better than us now," they muttered, and those words curled around her heart like a vine, choking her spirit. But the hardest hit came from the one person she never expected, Emma, her closest friend since kindergarten. "You're not the same, Mia," Emma said, her voice trembling with hurt. "You've changed. You're not the girl who plays on the swings after school anymore." It was a dagger. Mia's heart sank as she wrestled with her friend's accusation. Was she changing? Was the dance with Ethan really shifting her identity, feeling suffocated by expectations, she wandered into the woods behind her house, the trails she had known since childhood providing solace. The chirping birds and rustling leaves were a balm for her troubled soul. She found her favorite tree, the one with the thick trunk and perfectly knotted branches, and climbed it as she had done countless times before. As she sat perched on one of the high branches, surveying the world below, a familiar voice broke through her thoughts. "You okay up there?" It was her dad, his face pinched with concern. "Yeah, just thinking. Everything's a little much," she replied. He nodded, his eyes wandering to the path that led into town. "You've got gifts, Mia. Sometimes gifts can be heavy." His words hung in the air like a delicate thread. "Dad, what if I can't do this? What if I can't be both Mia and whoever they think I am now?" He climbed up, meeting her at eye level. "You have the strength within you to navigate this, honey. It won't always be easy, but remember, what matters most is staying true to yourself. Dance for you, not for them." As he spoke, Mia felt a flicker of resolve ignite within her. She realized that she didn't need to choose between her past and her newfound spotlight, she could blend both, crafting her own path forward. Returning home, Mia turned on her old radio. The music flowed through the cozy air, and she let the rhythm guide her. She longed to dance again, but this time it wouldn't be just for the applause. It would be for the love she felt for her family, for her town, and for herself. Before her feet found the floor, her phone buzzed. A news alert flashed across the screen. Ethan Caldwell's charity gala raises record funds but secret past revealed. The article spun tales of misdeeds, hinting at a scandal that could tarnish both the charity and his towering reputation. A chill traced down Mia's spine. What would this mean for her? For the bond they shared on that stage? An uneasy excitement bubbled inside her as she considered the questions she now had to face. She couldn't help but wonder, was Ethan becoming another burden in her life, or was he part of something bigger that was waiting just around the corner? Mia's heart raced as she read the headline again, trying to digest the implications. Ethan's past? A scandal? Suddenly, the glamour and sparkle of the gala felt as fragile as soap bubbles, ready to shatter with the slightest breath. She couldn't shake the feeling that everything she had experienced was somehow tied to this new storm brewing. With determination, she decided she wouldn't let rumors define her. She hurried to her desk, the wood slick under her palms. The thought of Emma's disappointed stare stung again. She couldn't afford to lose her, not now. But deep down, a flicker of fear whispered that the fallout from Ethan's past could also sweep Emma away, leaving her friend behind. Mia picked up her phone, her fingers hovering over the screen. Should she reach out to Emma or wait for the school day to pull them back together? The uncertainty gnawed at her. In the back of her mind, she could already hear the whispers from their classmates. Are they still friends? What a loser for sticking by her. She shook her head, pushing those thoughts aside. She had something to say, something important. She quickly texted Emma, "Hey, can we talk? I really need you." Waiting for the reply felt like standing on stage, the spotlight glaring down while the audience fell silent. Moments later, her phone chimed, jolting her from anxiety. "Sure. After school?" Relief flooded through her. At least they would have the chance to talk. The school day crawled by. In every class, the whispers grew louder, and Mia's heart ached whenever she caught snippets of conversation that dripped with judgment. "She's going to regret hanging out with him," someone said. "It'll ruin her," echoed another voice. Mia clenched her fists under her desk, trying to drown them out. Bell rang, signaling the end of the day. Mia rushed to meet Emma at their usual spot near the old oak tree. She stood there, waiting, anxiety bubbling again. The image of her best friend walking away played in her mind like a horror film. When Emma arrived, her expression was guarded, eyes flicking away when Mia met her gaze. "Hey," Mia began, her voice small. "I wanted to talk about everything." Emma crossed her arms. "About what?" How you've become this celebrity. What's there to talk about? The hurt in her tone was palpable, and it hit Mia harder than she expected. No. It's more than that. This thing with Ethan, there are rumors about him. I need you to know, he's not who they think he is, I think. Mia felt her voice tremble, words tumbling out in a rush. He's been so kind to me, and I don't want you to think I've changed or that I'm above you. I'm still the same Mia. Emma's eyebrows knitted together, pain shrouded her eyes. If you're still the same, why do you want to dance in his spotlight? What happens when it dims? Are we still going to be okay? The vulnerability in her friend's voice tore through Mia's heart. I miss us. I miss the swings, the carefree days. I don't want this to change everything, she admitted, fighting back tears. Emma's expression softened. What if you dive deeper into this? What if it changes you for the worse? Mia took a deep breath. I need to find out. But will you stand by me? You and me, no matter what? The question hung between them like a bridge ready to collapse. Emma looked away, uncertainty flickering across her features. I don't know, Mia, I really don't. The tension felt electric, filling the air with a weight that pushed against them. Mia's heart hammered in her chest. Would this conversation lead them back together, or would it be the fracture that changed everything? Just then, a voice broke through the moment. Ethan appeared, his charming smile faltering at the sight of the tension. Mia, can we talk? Mia's gut twisted. How could she choose between him and Emma right now? What path lay ahead? Both worlds collided, leaving her standing at a crossroads. Mia turned slowly, her heart pounding. Ethan's presence filled the space, and everything felt charged. Her eyes darted between him and Emma, each girl's expectations hanging like weights on her shoulders. Was this the moment where everything fell apart? Mia, Ethan said again, this time softer. I need to explain. Emma scoffed, crossing her arms tighter. You're the one who caused this mess. What could you possibly explain? Mia hated the way their worlds felt like they were pulling her apart. Each girl represented something she needed, and now that both were here, it felt like a no-win situation. Please, Ethan pressed, not leaving her side. Just give me a chance to talk. A deep breath left Mia's chest. Okay. Let us hear it. Emma darted a glance at Mia before stepping a little away, the wall she had built around herself growing higher. Mia understood that pain but didn't know how to break through it. Ethan exhaled, gathering his thoughts. I guess it's time you both knew, he paused, running a hand through his hair, his brown eyes earnest but shadowed with concern. There's truth to those rumors, but not the way they're suggesting. I made mistakes. I lost my way, but I've changed. I want to show you that I'm not that person anymore. His voice shook with emotion. What mistakes? Emma demanded, her controlling tone laced with fear. Mia could feel her friend's anger bubbling just beneath the surface, a smokescreen hiding her insecurities. Ethan inhaled deeply, as if bracing himself against a wave. I was wrapped up in my own world. The parties, the money, it was all a mask for a lost kid trying to find his place. I hurt people I cared about in the process. But I've been working to make amends. Mia, you've shown me there's more to life than the little bubble I've lived in. Mia's heart twisted at his honesty, and it hit her he wasn't just a charming figure, but a guy wrestling with demons. But before she could voice her feelings, Emma struck with her own pain. People aren't just going to forget what you did, Ethan. You can't charm your way out of this. Are you still that guy? Emma's voice shook, layers of worry peeling away as her insecurity surfaced. I'm not. I promise. I've learned from it all, he replied, his voice firm. Mia stepped in. But how can you prove it? It matters to both of us. We want to trust you, but you need to realize we have our lives to consider too. Ethan looked to Mia, and she could see the conflict in him. I get that. I want to prove I'm worthy of your friendship. That I'm worthy of your trust. The words hung in the air, that hopeful plea mixing in with all the tension. But still, doubt clouded Mia's mind. Could she navigate this minefield? Could she dare to hope that both her friendships could survive? Ethan's gaze shifted to Emma. I'll do whatever it takes to make things right. I don't want to come between you two. Mia's heart fluttered, knowing that was a noble statement, yet there was no certainty in it. A silence stretched as each of them processed the moment, the space heavy with uncertainty. Emma finally broke the stillness. What if you go to the charity event with us? Show us this different side of you. There was a challenge in her tone, and Mia could almost hear the gears turning in her friend's mind. Emma was looking for a chance to believe again, just as Mia was. Ethan's face lit up. I'd love that. I promise, you won't regret it. But as Mia considered this, a pit settled in her stomach. Was a single event enough to change the judgments that had already begun? Before she could respond, a shout from down the path caught her attention. A girl was running, her ponytail flying behind her. Mia! Wait! You have to see this. Mia's attention snapped to the girl. A sense of dread filled her. What if this was about Ethan? What if it changed everything again? Mia took a step towards the younger girl, pulling her thoughts together. What is it? An uncertainty gripped her. Life was spinning fast, and she had to face what it all meant together with Ethan and Emma, or alone. What if this changes everything? Mia thought, each word heavy with anticipation. Would this be the beginning of healing or the end of something she valued most? The answer loomed just out of reach. The girl came to a halt in front of Mia, her cheeks flushed and her eyes sparkling with a mix of excitement and urgency. Mia! You've got to see this. It's amazing. Mia's pulse quickened in confusion. What is it? She asked, curiosity overpowering her initial dread. The tension with Ethan and Emma slipped momentarily from her mind. The younger girl, Chloe, grabbed Mia's hand, practically dragging her to the grassy area at the end of the park. Just wait. It's right over here. As Chloe led her, Mia glanced back at Ethan and Emma. Their expressions held a mixture of curiosity and concern, but they didn't follow. Instead, Emma crossed her arms again, a tight bubble of frustration and uncertainty reflecting the chaos in Mia's own mind. Once they reached a small clearing, Mia realized why Chloe was so excited. There, a group of children was gathered around a large, brightly colored kite. They were all shouting and laughing as they struggled to keep it in the air on the breezy afternoon. Look! They're making it fly! Chloe squealed, her eyes wide with joy. She turned to Mia, practically bouncing on the balls of her feet. Isn't it the coolest? Mia couldn't help but smile. The innocence, the laughter, it was a refreshing escape from the heaviness that had clouded her day. For a moment, her heart lightened, and she joined in with the laughter, feeling the weight of choices and tensions fade away under the glow of childhood joy. But even as she enjoyed the moment, doubt gnawed at her. She stole a glance back toward Ethan, who was now speaking earnestly to Emma, his hands animated as if trying to convince her of something. Did he think by joining them at the charity event, he could erase the past? Mia? Chloe's voice tugged her back. Can you help me? I want the kite to go even higher. Sure, Mia replied, the warmth of Chloe's enthusiasm pulling her back in. She knelt down to help, their hands working together to keep the kite steady against the wind. Something clicked in Mia's heart, a tiny spark of hope buried beneath all the worry. Maybe this was what she needed, a reminder that life was more than complicated relationships and heavy decisions. It was also about moments of joy, connection, and the little things that reminded her of who she was. Just as she felt a glimmer of clarity, a sudden gust of wind whipped through the park, pulling the kite high into the sky. Its vibrant colors danced against the blue, and Mia, caught up in the excitement, jumped to her feet, cheering along with the other kids. But a shiver ran down her spine as she turned her head. The energy in the air shifted. She sensed something was happening behind her, something that would bring a new dimension to the day. Mia. Emma's voice broke through the laughter. You need to see this. Mia wheeled around, heart racing again. What now? The lightness of the kite faded in her mind, replaced by a heavy confusion. When she spotted the look on Emma's face, a mix of determination and fear, something told her this wasn't just about the kite or the charity event anymore. Not again, Mia thought, the weight of uncertainty creeping back in. What if this changes everything for better or worse? As the reality of the situation settled over her, she took a deep breath, ready to face whatever awaited her. Would this be a choice that could heal the rift between her and Emma or drive them further apart? The impending answer loomed larger than ever as Mia stepped forward, unsure but determined to confront what lay ahead. Mia took a few steadying breaths. Each step toward Emma felt heavier than the last, her heart a tumultuous mix of hope and dread. She pushed through the small crowd of children, their laughter and energy a stark contrast to the whirlwind of emotions swirling inside her. Emma? Mia called out, her voice barely above the cheerful chaos of the park. Emma turned to her, and Mia felt the world slip away for a moment. The way Emma's eyes flashed with intensity sent a shiver down Mia's spine. Something was wrong, and the nagging feeling in her gut confirmed it. She reached Emma, standing shoulder to shoulder, their connection strained but still palpable. Look, Emma said breathlessly, pointing toward the edge of the park. Mia followed her gaze and gasped. There, standing apart from the crowd, was a man. He was unmistakably well-dressed, the kind of guy you'd see in a magazine, sharp suit, polished shoes, everything perfectly tailored. He was watching them, but his focus seemed to rest solely on Chloe, who was now running joyfully with the kite. What is going on? Mia asked, feeling the ground beneath her feet tilt uneasily. Emma bit her lip, her eyes flickering back to the man. That's Mr. Harper. He's a big deal in town. He's here for the charity. Mia blanched. Wait, the charity? Why is he? I don't know. Emma cut her off, her frustration bubbling to the surface. But he's looking at Chloe. And I think he wants her to dance. What? Fresh laughter erupted from the children as Chloe, oblivious to the tension, spun in circles, her arms wide and her bright smile illuminating the storm brewing between them. Desperately, Emma glanced at Mia, a flicker of concern in her eyes. What if he wants to take her away to some big event or something? We can't just let him. Mia felt an electric thrill zip through her. There was something in Emma's voice, a plea mingled with fear, that touched her. Let us go talk to him. As they approached the man, Mia's heart hammered. He stood tall, his demeanor calm. The contrast between his composed presence and their anxious energy was striking. She felt exposed under his gaze. Excuse us, sir, Mia said, her voice shaky but firm. What do you want with Chloe? Mr. Harper smiled, and it sent a wave of chill through her. Just a dance, he said, his voice smooth and inviting. I'm organizing a charity event tonight, and I thought it would be wonderful to have a little girl open the festivities. Her spirit is so bright. Emma squeezed Mia's hand, her eyes wide. You can't just take her. I'm not taking her anywhere. He paused, observing both girls. Look, it would be for a good cause. I'd make sure she'd be part of something meaningful, something beautiful. Chloe dashed over, delight etched across her face. Can I dance with him, Mia? Mia's heart raced as she looked down at Chloe's shining eyes. The thought of letting Chloe join this man on a grand stage terrified her. But a part of her wondered if this was a chance for something amazing. No! Emma shouted, her tone fierce. You don't even know him. Mia felt torn, the familiar conflict within her bubbling back to the surface. She looked at Chloe, then back at Emma. The weight of their friendships, their pasts, and their fears hung in the air, palpable and thick. "Maybe, just maybe, we should hear him out?" Mia said, hesitating over her own words. But even as she spoke, she felt the chill of doubt wrap around her heart. What if this choice opened a door to their dreams or slammed it shut forever? Uncertainty loomed larger than ever, and Mia's stomach churned with the weight of her next decision. Would she trust Mr. Harper, and what that meant for Chloe? Would this be the moment everything changed, or the one that led to downfall? As the wind rustled through the park and the kite danced wildly in the sky overhead, Mia knew she had to decide. This choice could set everything in motion. Would she embrace the unknown or protect her best friend? "What do I do?" she thought, feeling the deep pull of the moment. And there they stood, with the sun casting long shadows, each heartbeat echoing the unspoken question, what if it led to something more than she ever anticipated? Mia's throat felt dry as she faced Mr. Harper. With every second that ticked by, the park around them faded into a blur of colors and sounds. Chloe was still beaming, the kite drifting higher, dancing against the blue sky. It was a beautiful scene, yet the warmth didn't reach Mia's heart. "Chloe, listen." Mia knelt to bring herself closer to her friend. "I know you love to perform, but we don't know this man." "What if?" "But Mia," Chloe interrupted, her voice a melody of excitement. "What if this is my big chance? To dance in front of lots of people? It could be amazing." Mia felt a wave of panic rise in her chest. Chloe's innocent enthusiasm felt like a double-edged sword, cutting away at the concerns that gripped Mia. How could she say no to that light in Chloe's eyes? Emma stepped forward, her resolve firm. "What if he's just using you, Chloe? It could be dangerous." Mr. Harper's smile faltered, but he quickly regained his composure. "I assure you, I have no ill intentions. I have seen many talented kids take part in my events and thrive. Chloe has that spark." His gaze softened as he looked at the girl but remained pointed at Mia and Emma. "She deserves the spotlight." Mia's heart wrenched as she glanced between the man and her best friend. Mr. Harper's confident air, combined with Chloe's eagerness, made her feel dizzy. The thought of letting Chloe participate gnawed at her. A brief moment of pure joy could turn disastrous in ways she couldn't begin to foresee. "What if you tell us more about this charity?" Emma pressed, her voice shaking. "Who else will be there? What's really going on?" "Curiosity, I like that." Mr. Harper chuckled, straightening his suit jacket. "This is an annual event, filled with wonderful people. It supports children's education and health across the state, a worthy cause indeed." Mia bit her lip, weighing the options. Chloe's gaze was locked on Mr. Harper, wide-eyed with awe, while Emma looked increasingly uneasy. Mia knew her instincts were screaming at her to protect Chloe, but could she really hold her back from a dream? A longing for something greater was etched deeply into both their hearts. But what if she gets scared? Mia implored, taking a step closer to Chloe, who was still radiating optimism. "What if it's too much for her?" "Then I won't make her do it," Mr. Harper replied, too smoothly, "but I think you underestimate Chloe. She is stronger than you realize." Mia felt the walls closing in. Emma reached out, grasping Mia's wrist, grounding her amidst the whirlwind. "We can't let her go without knowing the full story, Mia. What if we regret this later?" Mia released a shaky breath, sensing the tension spilling over. This was a decision that weighed not just on her but on their friendship, their histories. A chance that could either lift their spirits or plunge them into uncertainty. "Chloe," Mia started, but Chloe bounced on her toes, her energy infectious. "I can handle it," Chloe chirped. "I promise I won't go if it feels wrong." The sunlight flickered through the leaves, casting playful shadows. Mia could feel her heart racing as if it was straining to find the answer. She looked down at Chloe, whose joy radiated like a star ready to break free. What if it does lead to something more? Came a whisper of doubt that it felt as if time slowed, every second stretching, the air thick and charged. Would trusting Mr. Harper be a leap into the unknown or a plunge off a cliff? Okay, Mia said finally, her voice barely above a whisper, solidifying her choice. We'll listen to what he has to say. But if anything feels off, we walk away. Chloe squealed, jumping up and down, but security enveloped Mia's thoughts as she watched Mr. Harper's reaction. His eyes twinkled with an unsettling excitement. Wonderful, he said, his voice silky. Let us make some magic happen tonight. Mia's heart sank a little, uncertain about this new path they were heading down. What would tonight bring? As they stood there, caught in the crossroads of hope and trepidation, the kite suddenly spiraled down, tangling in the grass. Chloe rushed to pick it up, her laughter ringing through the air like a bell. But in that moment, a part of Mia worried, hoping that laughter wouldn't be the last thing they heard tonight. What if they unleashed something they couldn't control? Fingers trembling, Mia couldn't shake off the uneasy feeling swelling inside. As her eyes followed Chloe, she wondered what they were really dancing into and what shadows lurked around that shimmering stage. The sun dipped low, painting the sky in shades of orange, and Mia felt the air shift around them. The laughter of children echoed through the park, but it felt distant, like a melody from another world. Chloe was all smiles, her energy inadvertently pulling Mia into an anxious whirlwind she hadn't wanted to embrace. Are we really doing this? Emma asked, her voice steady but laced with concern. Mia glanced at Chloe, who was confidently clutching Mr. Harper's hand, her eyes shining brighter than the stars that would soon dot the evening sky. I'm not sure, Mia admitted, but we can't back out now, can we? No turning back, Emma murmured, a heavy sigh escaping her lips. Mr. Harper led them away from the park, his suit gleaming in the twilight. The further they walked, the more the park's laughter faded behind them, replaced by the buzz of anticipation and uncertainty. The trio stepped into the bustling street, where a stage was being set up under twinkling fairy lights and colorful banners announced the event. Crowds began to gather, their excited chatter swirling like autumn leaves dancing in the wind. Mia could feel her heart thumping louder with each step. This wasn't just an event, it was a moment that could change everything for Chloe. What if she's not ready? Mia whispered to Emma, swallowing hard. What if this goes wrong? Emma frowned, searching Mia's eyes. Then we'll be there for her. Just, stay present. As they approached the stage, Mia's unease grew. Mr. Harper turned, beaming with enthusiasm. This is where magic happens, ladies. Look at how alive this place is. Chloe took a step forward, entrancingly oblivious to the anxious storm swirling around her. Mia couldn't help but reach for Chloe's hand. Are you really okay with this? You know you don't have to perform if you don't want to. Chloe beamed, squeezing Mia's hand. I want to, Mia. You have to trust me. But trust wavered in Mia's heart like a tightrope suspended over an abyss. What if this beautiful moment crushed Chloe's spirit instead of lifting it? As night fell, the stage lights flickered on, casting a warm glow over the scene. Mia watched as families gathered, their expectant faces painted with joy. It was like a fairy tale, but she couldn't shake the dark shadow lurking in her mind. Mia, look! Chloe tugged at her arm, pointing at a girl on stage, twirling effortlessly beneath the spotlight. The crowd erupted in applause, and Chloe's eyes sparkled with inspiration. I want to feel that. She exclaimed, bouncing on her toes. Mia swallowed back a lump in her throat. The girl on stage was clearly talented, and Chloe was keenly aware of the difference. That spark of ambition ignited something deep within Mia, too, and she felt a flicker of hope battling against her fears. All right, Emma said at last, voice unwavering. Let us just see what happens. We'll stick together. Moments later, Mr. Harper motioned for Chloe to join him backstage. Mia's heart raced. The decision was made, and now there was no retreat. "Stay close, Chloe," Mia called out, her voice rising above the crowd. Chloe waved, her smile wide. In that instant, all doubt seemed to dissipate, as if they were carried away on a breeze of hope. As Chloe stepped toward the stage with Mr. Harper, Mia caught sight of their reflection, three figures illuminated by the spotlight. Suddenly, everything felt surreal, a magical illusion. Would tonight gift them a wondrous opportunity or teach them a valuable lesson about trust and courage? Mia held her breath, feeling both the excitement and fear colliding in her chest. With a flick of her eyes, she noticed the audience. Their faces glowed with anticipation. Deep inside, she yearned for Chloe to shine but couldn't shake the dread of what lay ahead. As the music began to play, Mia realized they were standing on the brink of something significant. What would happen once the spotlight turned to her best friend? In that electric moment, would they all find what they were desperately seeking, or would the shadows of their fears begin to close in? Chloe stepped into the glow of the stage lights, her small frame almost swallowed by the vastness around her. The crowd's cheers washed over her like a wave, an exhilarating tide that pushed her forward. Mr. Harper squeezed her shoulder reassuringly and whispered a final encouragement in her ear before stepping back. The music filled the air, pulsing with a rhythm that seemed to reach deep within her. Mia couldn't take her eyes off Chloe. She watched as her friend took a deep breath, her chest rising and falling in a way that radiated both excitement and nerves. This was the moment they had all been waiting for, yet Mia felt darkness creep around the edges of her joy. What if it all went wrong? As Chloe began to move, her tiny feet found the rhythm. At first, she hesitated, her movements small and tentative. But then, with every beat, she seemed to gather strength. Mia watched in awe as Chloe blossomed, twirling and spinning like a flower unfurling its petals to the sun. Laughter bubbled in the crowd, only fueling Chloe's fire. Mia felt Emma's hand grip her arm, and she flinched at the tension running through them. "Look at her," Emma murmured, pride evident in her voice. "She's amazing." Tears prickled at the corners of Mia's eyes. It was breathtaking. Chloe wasn't just dancing, she was sharing a piece of herself. It was pure joy, a moment that felt almost fleeting. And yet, as they watched, it transformed into something unforgettable, but without warning, chaos erupted. A sudden shout rose from the back of the crowd, startling everyone. A girl, no older than Chloe, had fallen from the stage. Gasping, Mia turned, heart pounding. She couldn't see if she was okay, the space felt like it was constricting around her throat. The applause turned to murmurs of concern, the joyful atmosphere waning like a flickering candle. Chloe froze mid-twirl, her eyes drawn to the commotion. The security rushed in, but it felt like time had slowed down. The whole world paused as both Chloe and Mia felt the gravity of what was happening. "Is she all right?" Mia wondered aloud, her voice trembling. Emma's expression turned serious. "I hope so. She was just a kid like Chloe." There was a tightness in her voice that made Mia's heart ache. In that moment, Mia could see the tension creeping back into Chloe's face. The music had stopped, the light that had sparkled in her eyes dimming slightly as worry took root. Mia felt the urge to rush to Chloe, to hug her and shield her from the sadness that crept in. But just as panic bubbled to the surface, something extraordinary happened. Chloe glanced back at Mr. Harper, who gave her a gentle nod, and in that instant, the spark ignited again. She took a deep breath, like a warrior preparing for battle. Instead of retreating, Chloe turned back to the audience. "It's okay," she called out, her voice steady. "We can keep going." The crowd cheered, a collective breath of relief echoing through the air. With renewed determination, Chloe leaped back into the dance, her movements fierce and powerful. Mia couldn't help but smile through her tears. Chloe was right, they could keep going. As the music swelled once more, the moment transformed. The stage was now a beacon of resilience. A child's dance, inspired by hope and courage, it was nothing short of a reminder that life, despite its twists and turns, was about pushing through even the toughest moments. The applause grew thunderous, and Mia clapped along, feeling a surge of pride wash over her. Chloe was shining, her spirit glowing brighter than any spotlight could ever reflect, but in that moment of triumph, Mia couldn't shake a lingering thought: did this night hold more surprises than they ever expected? Would Chloe's journey continue to evolve from here, revealing paths they hadn't yet imagined? The uncertainty loomed large, but one thing was sure: whatever happened next, they would face it together, facing towards the horizon of hope. As the applause echoed through the park, the once solemn weight of uncertainty melted away. Chloe stood beaming. The crowd's cheers carried a rhythm of triumph, resonating like a drumbeat in Mia's heart. In that heartbeat, Mia realized how incredible it was to witness her friend's transformation, shining brighter than ever. "Look at her," Emma said, her joy spilling over with every clap. "She's amazing." Every twirl, every leap, brought a fresh wave of exhilaration. Mia joined the crowd, who were chanting Chloe's name like a mantra: "Chloe! Chloe!" The atmosphere shimmered with energy, a vivid contrast to their earlier doubts, but just as joy wrapped around them, another tension flickered back into the spotlight. Mr. Harper's return, stepping back onto the stage. His face glowed with satisfaction as he scrutinized the audience, his hands raised high in a gesture of triumph, but Mia sensed something darker swirling beneath that charming exterior. Her instincts flared anew. What if this was all just a carefully curated show for Mr. Harper? She gripped Emma's hand tightly, feeling Emma's 5 fingers interweave with her own, grounding her in the moment. "And we have a surprise for everyone here tonight." Mr. Harper's voice boomed, cutting through the energy like a knife. "The winner of our talent gala will have the chance to perform at our next big charity event, showcasing their gift on a larger stage. And the spotlight will be on Chloe." Gasps echoed, enthusiasm rippling through the crowd again. Mia scanned the faces among them. Most were smiling, but a few held expressions of skepticism. Emma's grip tightened, her unease was palpable. "Wait, what does that mean?" Emma murmured in confusion. "Is that really a good idea?" Mia's heart sank as she registered the potential for Chloe's ambitions to become a source of contention. This was a game, now a drawing of lines and expectations that could pull their innocent fun into a whirlwind of pressure and scrutiny. She glanced at Chloe, glowing in the light, unaware of the storm brewing beneath them. "Chloe!" Mia called, stepping closer to her friend. "Are you okay with all this?" "I can do this, Mia." Chloe's bright eyes sparkled with excitement. "It's my dream." Mia felt pride swell in her chest, right along with her worry. As the cheers grew louder, she found herself caught in a whirlwind of competing emotions. "You deserve this, but what if it changes you?" But before she could speak, the music picked up again, sweeping Chloe back into the moment. She danced on, that fierce spirit alive and well, but Mia couldn't shake the fear that clung to the edges of the bright celebration. "Hey, we need to talk." Emma softened her grip, urgency in her voice. After the performance, Mia insisted, her eyes still on the stage, unwilling to tear away. They took a step back, knowing that waiting now wouldn't erase their mounting apprehension. As Chloe continued to dance, Mia began piecing things together. The tension, the warmth of applause, all felt like a balancing act. The gathering had transformed, but would they emerge from it unscathed? When Chloe's performance finally reached its climactic finale, the crowd erupted in cheers as she landed a perfect leap, arms outstretched like a bird taking flight. The admiration from the audience washed over Mia like a wave, but uncertainty still lingered in her heart. "Chloe! You did it!" she called, but deep down, she feared the impact of this present momentum on Chloe's future. The brightness of the night dimmed briefly as reality began to seep back in. Mia pulled Emma aside, urgency clawing at her chest. "We've got to keep her grounded, Emma. This is amazing for now, but what happens when the spotlight shifts? When things get tough?" "I know." Emma's breath matched Mia's, their fears intertwining. She's already at the risk of losing herself, and now Harper's dangling that carrot? We need to protect her. Together, they watched as Mr. Harper climbed down from the stage, his expression smug and confident. This was when they had to step up. They needed to remind Chloe that dreams didn't have to hinge solely on grand gestures or strangers. Genuine friendships were the true foundations of everything worth celebrating. Mia turned, her voice steady as she called out for Chloe. Let's talk about what tonight means. We can't skip over this. This was incredible, but we have to stay true to who you are. Chloe beamed, her excitement palpable as she approached, yet Mia saw a flicker of concern crossing her face. The barrier between childlike enthusiasm and harsh realities threatened to tighten. I want to celebrate. I want this chance. Chloe gushed, glancing between Mia and Emma, seeking their validation. You can, Chloe. But know that if you need support, we're here. Your worth isn't measured by applause or stage lights. We love you, Mia said, grounding her voice in sincerity. Chloe's eyes glimmered with understanding. You really mean that? Always, Emma added. The night wasn't just a stepping stone, it had become a moment of realization. There would be challenges ahead, shadows lurking even behind the brightest stars. But with friendship as their anchor, they could navigate those storms together. As the evening drew to a close, with laughter intermingling with a sprinkle of uncertainty, Mia held Chloe's hand tightly, feeling the warmth of their bond in that moment. Together, they stepped forward into the unknown, holding on to the light of their dreams while keeping their roots firmly grounded. This was just the start. It was the definition of togetherness. Whatever awaited them tomorrow, they would face it, side by side, their spirit unfolding like that vibrant kite in the sky, proud and soaring beneath the endless horizon. Now is the time to act. You need to subscribe now to not miss the next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm and keep the magic alive. Comment your reactions and feelings about the ending. Your thoughts matter. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. Don't wait not even one more second to share. True fans understand the importance of supporting the channel.